Good morning, everyone. Uh, Hope you're having a beautiful day. Uh, it's currently 7:55 here. So I've been following these debates about feminists and women saying men are useless and stupid and women don't need men and they women are better than men. And look, I don't have anything against women. I have two sisters whom I love extremely much. Um, but the thing is, that's completely unethical. It's a delusion. It's delusional, if I can put it like that. And I know this video is probably gonna get a lot of hate, which is okay because everybody has their own opinions, and that's fine. It's a free world. Um, but I mean, if you take a second to think about this, most of everything that exists, from buildings to cars to plumbing to electrician work, most of it is built and maintained by men. And I understand that there are bad guys out there, a lot of assholes. I can personally say I've met a few myself, but the same can go for women. There's a lot of bad women out there too. So for women to say all men are bad, all men are, sexist or whatever, it's like saying, it's like the men saying all women are cheaters, all women are liars, all women are, you know, nuts, which is not true. And I can say this from my personal experience because I, yet again, have two sisters, which I love extremely much. Um, I don't have very good experience with women, especially when it comes to relationships. That's why I'm single. Um, but think about this. Think about this for a second. What would actually happen if all men would disappear? First of all, things like oil rigs, nuclear power plants, all of those things would collapse within, give or take, the first month, because all of those things are run and maintained by men mostly. Um, and you can't just jump in and do the job. It takes experience, it takes years of learning to even begin to understand how to operate those things. So for women to say they would be just fine if men disappeared, it's delusional. It's not true. Like, think about this. If women are really as smart as they say they are, then they would know they would be completely screwed if men would disappear. And I speak for myself and all of the other good guys out there when I say it hurts. It hurts to hear women say, "Yeah, men are useless and men is this and men is that." But what would happen if men decided, you know what? Screw it. Let's give the cities to the women to run, and all men decide to move to an island and rebuild there. Um, I can guarantee you within the first months, month to 2 months, the cities would collapse. Buildings would burn down, cars would break down, power would shut off. And it's not that I'm saying women are useless. It's not that I'm saying, you know, women aren't good at stuff too. Women have their own strong points, things they're good at that men just suck in. And that's just reality. I'm not sexist. I'm not saying men are better than women. I'm not saying men are smarter. I'm just stating the facts. Women have their strong points. Women have things they are good at that men completely suck in, such as mostly raising children. Most men don't have the patience to sit with children and take the time to understand them. And I've seen it firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand. And that's why I strive to be different. But yet again, men also don't talk about what's bothering them. And if you take the time to understand why, you will understand why men are the way they are. Most men are short tempered, and which makes sense because if a woman had to bottle up everything from criticism to emotional abuse to, all of those just bad things, especially if it had to come from men. Like, this is a question for the woman. What would you do? Especially those women that say all men are bad, all men are this, all men are that. What would you do? Would you still have the same opinion if you had a child, got pregnant, had a baby, and that baby was a boy? Would you still have the same opinion if your son got around 16, 17, and you saw firsthand he was one of the kindest people? Would you still have the same opinion? Because I'm telling you right now, most men just want peace. Most men just want love, peace, quiet, and love. That's all. That's all we're asking. That's it. I've been in 3 relationships myself in my entire life. I'm turning 23 now. Um, and I've been in 3 relationships throughout my entire life. And all 3 relationships, I gave it my everything. I always stayed kind. I always stayed romantic. I did everything I could to give them everything they wanted. And yet I got cheated on. I didn't cheat, but I got cheated on. So for women to say all men are cheaters, all men are liars, all men are this, all men are that, it's just not the reality. Because if you take a look at history, 99% of cheaters are women, not men. If a man decides to love you, if a man fully commits, he commits and he will stay even if it's killing him. And that, I mean, the guys can comment. I mean, give me a thumbs up if you agree. Men want to make their woman happy. They want to see her happy. But a man will only take so much until he starts to shut down, close off. Because What he's seeing is that when he opens up, because you're asking him to open up, and when he opens up, you're just using that against him. You're using the things he said against him. That's why you get bad guys. That's why you get cheaters. Because after a while, a guy decides, you know what? I tried to be good, I tried to be loyal, and the same thing happens over and over. So, what's the point? That's where cheaters are born. No man, no man, and I'm talking from a man's point of view, no man just wakes up and decides to be a bad guy. That doesn't just happen. That's the result of women mistreating men. And you are continuing to do so until all men are going to decide, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to stand back, let women do their thing. And I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is men are not going to want to have anything to do with women anymore. And women are slowly going to die out. Slowly. Not to say that women are stupid or that they won't find a way to, keep on going. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the reality is women and men need each other to produce, to keep society going, to keep the population going. And if that connection is severed, then what's going to happen? What's going to end up happening? You're not going to get couples who get married anymore. There's not going to be any new children. So what's going to happen at the end of the day is all people are going to die out. They're going to go extinct. And it's all because of women building up hate against men, villainizing men. And for what? For what? What did we do so wrong? Yes, you get a lot of bad guys out there, rapists, thieves, murderers, every sort of bad thing out there. Yes, you get them in men. It's the way it is. But you can also say the same thing about women. I've read 3 articles of women waking up in the middle of the night and killing their entire family, their own children, their own husband, even their own pets. I haven't seen not one case of a guy doing that. Not once. So, for women to say men are bad, look in the mirror. If you're complaining about bad men, it's because you made them that way. And I don't have anything against women. There are a lot of good women out there. And I know that. You get bad people, you get good people, whether it's a man or a woman. It all depends on the person's personality. I'm not villainizing women. I'm not saying all women are bad, but I'm saying it's not right for women to villainize men just because of the small number. And it might sound absurd, and I know there's gonna be a lot of debates, and there's gonna be a lot of people that get mad at me for this, but I mean, personally, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm putting my opinion out here because I am so sick and tired of women saying all men are bad, when I know for a fact most of the guys I grew up with are good guys. They would do anything for a woman, including myself. I mean, I stopped a guy from robbing a woman not too long ago, and I didn't even get so much as a thank you. Instead, I got hated on for helping a woman, and I mean, how's that fair? If I stood back and did nothing, I would have gotten hated on. If I did what I did, well, I still got hated on. So now my question is for the women. What exactly do you expect? Do you expect some kind of Superman perfect guy who just does everything right? Newsflash. That is delusional. Everybody has their flaws. Everybody has their mistakes. Everybody messes up from time to time. It's human. That's called being human. And the same thing can go for women. Women mess up just as bad. Women cheat more often than men. And women divorce their husbands more often than men divorce their wives. And I can tell you why. Mostly because of money. Mostly because women aren't happy with the amount their husband is making because their husband can't get them everything they want. So they decide to leave. Or they think they can do better. And I believe in old school love. I believe in. I don't believe in sex before marriage. I don't believe in that. I believe you only sleep with someone when you truly, truly love them. And, well, I can't say I have lived up to my belief because of my ex. Um, to be honest, I can't even remember most of it because it kind of just happened. But I haven't ever done it since. I refuse. And quite honestly, after how I got hurt, and I know most men would agree with me on this, after a man gets hurt to some degree, a man completely withdraws from a woman. He doesn't want anything to do with them. Still to this day, every day I go jogging, there's I think 4 or 5 girls that stop me and try to talk to me, and I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to them. I don't even want to look at them. And it's not that I have anything against women. Women are extremely attractive. It's that's the way it is. Um, but the thing is, I know what can happen, and I've already felt that pain, and I'm just not. It's just not worth the risk. So, to all the women out there, all the feminists, stop hating on men. It's gonna turn around, it's gonna bite you in the ass. Stop. You don't see men walking around and hating on women every day. Nah, that's a one-sided game. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish my coffee. Finish my coffee. Gonna send my mother a good morning, text. And yeah, stay fit and stay healthy. And for Pete's sake, get along. I mean, we only have so many years, so try not to waste them.